We're going to take a look at some ideas and challenges to think about before you take early retirement. Thank you for watching. This is Richard with Wisdom Investor. A lot of people have early retirement on their minds, and a lot of good reasons why. Maybe they just don't feel well, or perhaps they're just tired of the rat race. But first, why don't we define what exactly is early retirement? Here's a graphic here, percentage of Americans retiring by age group. The highest percentage is between the 61 to 65-year-old age group. Now, a high percentage of people take their Social Security at age 62. Now, for our discussion here today, we're going to look at the age range of 55 to 60 as being early retirement or even prior to age 55. The biggest concern most people have before they retire early, and we're talking about age 60 and below, is healthcare costs. Most people are working for a company and they have a company-sponsored healthcare program. You may contribute part of it on a monthly basis, but once you leave that company, you'll be responsible for your own healthcare insurance. So what exactly is healthcare going to cost you on your own? Let's take a look here. We're looking at a map of the United States for the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare. This is the lowest cost plan for a single person, the bronze premium. The darker the state, the more expensive. The lighter the state, the less expensive that you will pay. This is for a single person. Typically, the cost for a family of 4 is going to be about $1,000 or more per month. So the average cost for a single person is $328 per month, and the average cost for a family of 4 is $1,100 per month. Now, there are ways to reduce this. Let's take a look. If your income is under certain limits, you could qualify for a government subsidy would help you reduce the cost of your health care. For one person, if your household income is under $51,040, you could qualify for some credits to lower the cost. For 4 people, the limit is $104,800. If you're below that number, you could qualify for government subsidy that will give you credits to lower the cost of your health care. The next area of concern if you're going to retire early prior to age 60 and leave your job is you're going to lose the power of compounding interest of your savings. So what's going to happen here is you're no longer going to be saving, but now you're going to be spending. Let's take a look at a savings calculator here. Let's assume you work from age 25 to 55. That's 30 years. You were able to save $300 per month on the average, had an annual rate of return of 6% for a total of 30 years. That would grow to a value of $303,000. If you retired at age 55, you're going to start drawing down your $300,000 in savings with your monthly expenses. Now let's do another scenario. Let's say you work from 25 to age 65. You worked an extra 10 years. Your money would grow to $600,000 in that case. And that may be a more comfortable amount of savings in order for you to make it a lifetime. The next area of concern is if you retire early, let's say 55, you're going to sacrifice your Social Security benefits. You need to work 35 years to get the maximum Social Security benefit. Here's an example of some earnings, and if a person decides to take Social Security early, those years are going to count as 0 years. So when Social Security does your calculation for the amount of Social Security benefits you're going to get, some of those years are going to be zeros, and that will drop your benefit. The next thing you want to think about if you're going to retire early is unexpected cost. Number 4 here is unexpected spending for the house, car, or health care. Typically, when you retire earlier, you're going to have higher costs in things like travel, home improvements, and lifestyle changes due to your retirement. If you own a house, you're still going to have to pay the property taxes. MarketWatch reports that the average homeowner paid $3,719 property taxes in 2020. As a rule of thumb, homeowners should set aside $3,500 per year on a house valued at $350,000 for repairs and replacement. The 5th area of concern if you're going to retire early, will you live longer than you plan? Are you going to outlive your money? Outliving your money is one of the biggest concerns early retirees have. Here's an article that says most people are expected to outlive their savings, a study shows. This article goes on to say a third of today's 65-year-olds expect to live past 90 according to Social Security Administration. And 1 in 7 will make it past 95. If you retire at age 65, that means there's a good chance you'll be spending 25 to 30 years in retirement. Unless you have a rock-solid nest egg, your savings likely won't last that long. So will your savings last long enough? That's a big question. You're going to have to figure all that out prior to early retirement. So there's lots of things to think about if you're going to retire prior to age 60. You got to think about your health care. What about your Social Security? And are you going to outlive your savings? I want to thank you for watching. If you like the video, refer it to another person. Stay tuned for the next update.